Hello. It's Saturday morning, 9:54 a.m. Yeah. There we go. Producers. There we go. Hello. 9:55 actually. At this very second. Just a little bit before 10. As you know, every other Saturday, I provide this dynamic podcast from the sunny shores of Boca Raton, Florida. I'm actually not on the shore. I'm safely, exactly, about 3,000 feet from the beach. So I can see about a 15-degree slice of the beach. A 15-power binocular view of the beach. I can see the boats. Yeah. What the heck? You know. Yeah. I'm speaking to you through my trusty Rodecaster Pro soundboard, Rodecaster Pro Roman numeral 2, as opposed to Roman numeral 1, the initial Rodecaster Pro. And they added Aphex processing. They have revolutionary preamplifiers. They don't go into a lot of real fancy specifications, but the soundboard is really quite outstanding. They have professional quality levers, slide levers, yeah, and I've had my dose of oatmeal raisin cookies, and I've sipped about a little more than halfway through my iced tea. Not iced tea. Hot tea. Hot tea with half and half and a teaspoon of sugar. It used to be three teaspoons of sugar. Now it's 1 teaspoon of sugar. You know, because I'm 103 years old, and you got to watch your sugar intake because your insulin production is down. However, if you're taking semaglutide, I'm taking semaglutide, 2 milligram doses once a week. Yep. Self-dosing in a pen kind of delivery. Now I've learned that my insurance company has denied. Cigna is, terrible. I can officially say they're terrible. They've denied Maryland medications. They've denied me medication, of semaglutide, which I need because of my, aged diabetic condition. They don't give a crap. The hell with them, deny them. We don't want to pay. Well, I'm going to report them to whoever I can report them to. And I'm going to go insurance company shopping Monday morning and get rid of these toads. Yeah, it's terrible. You pay into Medicare your whole life, and now when you need it, because Cigna has, the Advantage plan, which couples into Medicare, and they're accepting premiums. They're taking money. Put it this way, they're taking money from Medicare to administer my health care. Cigna is. And, they're not delivering. So screw them. Class 3 drugs, forget it. They're not going to pay. So this is the second type of drug that I've been, really? A drug for diabetes? Right? Trying to keep my A1C below 6. No, hell with them. Let them drop dead. Yeah, let them die. Hell with them. You just drop dead from lack of medical care instead of lining them up, with machine guns. Yeah. It's the modern way of population control. Just deny the meds and see what the FDA does. Well, let's see what the FDA does, because I'm going to complain. I got nothing to do but complain, so I'm going to complain. With the new Trump administration, let's see what they do about drug. Drug costs. Who the hell? How about this cost? 0. They won't pay. That's the best cost of all. And Elon Musk's own vernacular, where he says the best part is no part. Yeah. The best claim is no payment. Insurance business. The next best thing to no expense is don't pay the claim. Deny it. Oh yeah, I've got it in writing. Yeah. They sent me a fax. Yeah, they won't communicate you in regular channels. They just send you a fax. Because they don't want to talk. They push buttons, and so it could be automated. It may be, the miracle of artificial intelligence. When in doubt, deny it. And I had my doctor do a pre-authorization. That was the second step that Cigna required the medical community to jump through, in my case. And once the pre-authorization was received, don't pay. So I'm going to go insurance company shopping Monday morning. It's always best to shop at the end of the morning. All right, let's get off that. Marilyn says, "Oh, did you get your stuff yet?" No, I was denied. But you got the da-da-da. I said, yeah, I was denied. The best claim is no claim. The best claim is I had the distinguished pleasure of having served on a insurance company board of directors. Would you believe it? I will say an unnamed insurance company board of directors. And, insurance companies don't make money paying claims. They make money collecting premiums, of course. Yeah, from there you deduct expenses, which includes claims. And then you're left over with the profits. Yeah, they make lots of money. Why? Because they don't pay claims when they should. Sometimes the claims are fraudulent. Of course, don't pay those. Where a guy artificially slips down a ladder and, oh my God, my back hurts, oh my God. Meanwhile, he's out there playing tennis and football on the weekends. Oh, my back hurts. Yeah, his back hurts only Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, he's on the football field. Not as a spectator, as a player. Insurance companies, like I served on, hire investigators to see just what Joe Smith is doing in his off hours. Is he playing tennis? Is he out there on the handball courts? Is he playing tackle football on his days off? And while limping around with a cane during the day, thinking that insurance companies work 9 to 5. Well, they may work 9 to 5. They may work 9 to 9. But the investigating community runs 24/7, and they will follow you and photograph you and videography you in your fraudulent claim. And then they'll sue your butt because, I just moved the microphone. Could you hear it? That's why they call this a boom microphone, because it goes when you diddle with it. All right. I've served in a faculty type position, adjunct faculty at Florida Atlantic University for 20 years, would you believe? 20. Ooh. Had my laboratory manual in digital photography published by Pearson Education in October. They bought the thing I wrote. Now it's 2025. Okay, that's a few years later, huh? 23, 25, 20. So it's 22 years ago. Yeah. And I'm saying in this, I'm writing a product review. I don't very often write product reviews. Now, I give reviews all the time, because when you're a professor of sorts at a 30,000 student university, you're yapping all the time, right? You stand in front of the class and you yappity. And sometimes you give product reviews to the students because they may be interested in something that I just have experienced. Now, I only give positive product reviews. That's a PPR. Positive product reviews. Yeah. I have a pop filter. We're supposed to take out the P's out of the just kidding. Anyway, I have a positive product review right here in front of me. I'm writing it. I normally don't write them either. And I'm writing it about the Heil, Heil, PR40B microphone. Okay. Now, years ago, not many years ago, but a few years ago, I two for stereo, left channel, right channel. The name of the speaker was the Heil Air Transformer speakers. It had two 12-inch woofers, and it had a Heil Air Transformer for the high frequency, meaning anything over 1,000 cycles per second, up to 30,000 cycles a second, which is way beyond the range of the human ear. But so Heal, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Heal, literally Heil, the Heal air transformer speaker, just magnificent. I bought a pair of those. They cost like $100 a piece. 2 times 8 is $1,600. Add tax, title, shipping, and whatever. So that's $1,000 a copy. Today they're like $2,000 a copy. Okay. Well, I figured, you know what? If Mr. Heal could produce legendary loudspeakers, I wonder how they do on the other end of the audio channel, the microphone. Well, they are magnificent. Yeah. In sum, I'm gonna kind of like I'm not gonna read it to you, but this is like a, what do you call it? When the TV people, they read off teleprompters. So I have a teleprompter speech all written here. I'm going to publish it online when I finish this podcast. Anyway, in sum, I have a Heal, Heil, PR40B microphone. And I'm just here to tell you that it is truly one of the best cardioid microphones available. For 5 times the unit cost of $350. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 5 is 25. Yeah, that's like a $1,750 microphone. Yeah, oh yeah. I don't think there is a better vocal audio microphone. I don't know if there is a better one. The frequency response is pure and clean, particularly at the low end. Yeah, it brings out that deep bass. Yeah. If you're looking for a truly deep, clear voiced podcasting, for example, as I am doing right now, with superior rejection from sides and rear distractions, meaning you don't hear anything. As a matter of fact, you have to speak right into this. If you don't talk right into this, if you don't speak right into the end of this thing, you get lost in the shuffle. Yep, you have to be screaming. So side noises, back noises, any ambient noise is, rejected because of its physical design. Yeah. And I've tested and owned the best, from EB, like in Electro Voice, from EV, Shure to Sennheiser. Would you believe Heal literally outperforms them all? So if you deserve the Heal PR40B XLR fitted microphones, you are likely attaching it to a Rode Podcaster 2 or Rode's new Podcaster Duo, a 2-person mobile audio production soundboard, both offering phantom 48 volt power. And since you have 48 volt power, whoops, hold on a second there. Hello? You sent your 2 what? You were supposed to send them to yourself and you sent them to her? So she's going to get 2 sweaters by yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So why are you telling me? Okay. Thank you. Bye. Okay, that was a honeydew call. Marilyn bought 2 sweaters, apparently to take with her to our trip to Washington, and she sent them to Annapolis, Maryland, instead of Boca Raton, Florida. And they've already arrived, and she's going to say, "What the hell is this?" Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I was really what do you call it? Dismembered, distracted from a phone call from the Honeydew Patrol. Anyway, so if you deserve the Heel XLR fitted PR40B microphones, then you Rodecaster Pro, Rode Podcaster Pro 2, or the Duo platforms, which is a soundboard, and both offer 48 volt phantom power. You wonder what phantom power is? So this is an inline device, which I'll show you right here. I'm not going to show you. These guys are apparently wise guys. This is, so since you have phantom power would power something like this. And what do you say? What is this, you say? This is a stick of dynamite? No. It's a device called a DM1 inline amplifier. Can you imagine mixing this up with a stick of dynamite? It has a fuse on it. Could you believe it? Yeah. So apparently these guys, in order to make a dynamite impression, they've packed it in what looks like a dynamite stick. So, you know, it's something that fits in this tube. So you get that. It has 2 XLR, a male and a female, and it's an inline amplifier. So you put it in line. You have a wire, and then you have the dynamite, and then you have a wire, and it goes between the microphone and the soundboard. The soundboard, you have a choice of turning on 48 volt phantom power. Now that phantom power goes along 2 of the conductors of the 3-conductor XLR plug, and that powers the dynamite amplifier. It's a Class A amplifier, which means that it is a super low noise, flat, preamplification of the audio spectrum. So it preamplifies the signal that's coming through between the microphone and the soundboard. So the phantom power comes over here to the microphone, but gets stopped at the inline amplifier. And the signal from the dynamite microphone goes into the inputs of dynamite, and then comes out the other end to the soundboard. So the DC voltage that's coming through to power the dynamite inline preamplifier does not interfere with the signal from the dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones are known to, the real good ones, are known not to have, large amplitudes of signal. It has unbelievable sound quality through the entire sound spectrum, but they need a boost in signal. Now, my soundboard has the ability to produce up to probably 60 dB of inline line amplification. So, since the amplifiers that are in this inline situation are super high quality Class A amplifiers that provide, lossless amplification of about 28 dBs. That way your soundboard can be operating in the middle range of its preamplification instead of at the very steep end of it, which usually adds some distortion. So this is a way to keep your signal relatively distortion-free and giving a dynamic microphone the extra boost that it could use. So that way microphone designers can pay attention to the quality of the audio pickup rather than worrying about the amplitude of the signal coming out of it. So, that's the bottom line. If they spend a lot of time on the amplitude of the signal rather than the quality of the signal, then you're probably going to lose some signal quality, in exchange for signal power. So if you have an inline amplifier, then you can buy a really, really, really high quality dynamic microphone whose engineers have spent their time producing incredible dynamic quality rather than amplitude quantity. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, I didn't say all that in this review because it's too much. But see, you can say it real fast. If you got to type it out and read it and pre-read it and, edit it, And since I'm pretty much a, two-fingered typer. Anyway, I'm going to supply a similar review to, I wrote it in Page. I have Apple products. So I wrote it in Page. Let me turn this. There you go, see? You see right here? So you can, yeah, you can see, on the side you can see my text going up and down, yeah. So, I've read it twice, that's enough. So, I'm done with that. Anyway, so I will copy and paste that review. I don't like writing a review right in the review form, at Amazon, because, you don't have all the editing techniques that are available, when you have Page. So I type it in Page and then paste it into the review form at Amazon. One of the few times I've written reviews, I've probably written 5 reviews, in the last 20 years. This heel microphone is one of them because, the quality is like unbelievable. So I'll tell the world. Anyone that's looking for a dynamic microphone, and if they're going to, they're looking to upgrade to one of the best microphones available today, or yesterday, or tomorrow. This is the one, really. So I'm thinking of taking up, I'm assembling I'm assembling a kit technology, which I'm going to take to Annapolis when the second week in March, in celebration of my birthday. So here, for example, is the XLR cables. A short one. This is a 3-foot cable. This is a 6-foot cable. So this is the one that I put on the microphone, and then I put the XLR, the Dynamite one, the DM1 inline microphone right between these two. Male, female, male, female. It fits right in there. That red doodad. Yep. And then this goes to the soundboard. So you try to keep the inline Class A amplifier as close to the sound source as possible. So that way you're going to push, the 28 dB boosted signal through the cables into the soundboard. You don't want to have when you're only doing, 2 feet versus 6 feet, doesn't matter. If you were pushing it through a 100-foot cable, it's better to have the inline amplifier relatively close to the microphone itself. And then you got the 100-foot cable, then it runs into your soundboard. That way you're pushing a higher level signal into your soundboard. Now with the Rodecaster Pro 2, it has lots of bandwidth, amplification, I'll say. So in theory, you really don't need, the inline amplifier. But my theory is these are it's a super, Class A amplifier. And which is virtually lossless from 10 cycles up to 100,000 cycles a second. So, and everything in between is flat. So there's no line distortion. This way you're pushing out a stronger signal. Dynamic microphones are known to require inline preamplification. So, and this way, my soundboard runs right in the middle of its spectrum, because I'm not real sure about what they call it, revolutionary preamps. Now, they may be Class A amplifiers. They probably are, but, they have they're connected to these volume control units. So, that's adding some preamplification distortion just in itself. So, they may not, I don't know if they're Class A amplifiers or not, so I'd rather not say, since I don't know. And since I haven't seen any commercially available, statistics that are that detailed for an engineer type guy like Jimmy. I'm trained as a biochemist, but I think about everything. Yeah. Yes, sirree. And so I'm going to go to my photos section here. Photos of the day. Yeah. That's what a Heel PR40 looks like. It looks just like that. I'm talking through one with a with an air filter. You know, it's supposed to shield wind, except Jimmy wind, because I blow in the microphone. It helps. Yeah. But it just keeps the spitballs from getting inside the microphone. Not that I have any spitballs, but you know. Anyway, that's what a heel microphone looks like. Yep, there's comes with the connector thing that fits either on the boom microphone, or I have a microphone stand here, which is, oh god, it's got like a 6-pound. All right, I'll take this out of the bag. No, it's a 6-inch. I'm gonna put this on a scale. It's heavy, so that doesn't tip over. It's a high quality microphone stand with a short throat, because I want it, you know, so the microphone is not, you know, you don't have the microphone elevated. Oops, lost this washer. So the trick is to get this. There we go. That screws right in there. There you go. And then that fitting, you screw right into the end of. So that's screwed in. So this doesn't fit in your baggage very well. I'm assuming I can get through security with a with a barbell plate. This is like a. I wonder how much it weighs. I'm sure the marketing materials would have said, but I would say it's real close to a 5-pound barbell plate. In my worldly experience of barbells a long time ago. Yeah. So I got the microphone. I got the microphone stand. I'm getting ready for the March 13th packing of my luggage, which will be highly technology. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's see if I have another. I'm looking for a podcaster that's using. Here we go. Here is a podcaster using. Well, those are Rode microphones. No, I don't want. But this is the soundboard I have right there. And you see the sliding. Yeah. So you use the inline amplifier to give your microphones, you know, a little support. So when the signal hits your device, there it is. It's got 28 decibels of preamplification for any of you technology people. Yeah. Anyway, it's very common that dynamic microphones. Well, dynamic microphone. Here it is, connected to, a microphone stand. You don't see the base, but you see how that screws into the tube I just showed you. Yeah. And you speak right into the end of this little puppy. Yep. Another thing that's getting a little family attention. Tesla Optimus. I was speaking to daughter Robin up there in Annapolis, Maryland. She lives in a nice, it's like a 3-story doodad sitting on a hill right next to, a deep waterway that's right into the Potomac, I believe. She has a boat up on, whatever you call those things that lift the boats out of the water. It's like a 25-foot boat, something like that. 22, 3, 4, 5-foot boat, 26-foot boat. With a 50 horsepower engine on the back. Optimus. So I told her that I'm going to go on the reservation list for an Optimus humanoid robot from Tesla. Look at that baby. Is that the most ominous looking thing you've ever seen? No eyes, no mouth. It has like light emitting things that are behind that face that has, like sunblock on car windows. What do you call it? Yeah. Kind of a black face, black neck, black and white. Yep. There it is, Optimus. In living color. Although there is no color. It's black or white. Yeah. So I was just, I don't know how the topic came up. But I said, oh, by the way, I'm getting one of these Optimus humanoid robots from Tesla, because there's no one on the planet that has more AI experience than Tesla, because it's using all this robotics. You're basically, we have a Tesla car, by the way, of course. It's the most amazing car we've ever had. Bar none. And we've had them all. From X5 BMW SUV to, the Mercedes, up and down the line. The 2-seater one, you go from $100,000 to $150,000 car in Mercedes lineup. We've had all of them. The last Mercedes I had was a 450 SEL, which is like the limousine version, with a 450 something or other engine. 4-seat. It's the passenger, it's the passenger car, 4-seated, 2 in the front, potentially 3 in the back, with a trunk and a hood, traditional 4-door sedan looking car, right? Cost today $120,000 probably. Back in my day, it was like half that price when I had it, $65,000 probably. And it was enough of a fancy car, all leather, had all the stuff, where you could have a driver and you sat in the back seat. Like they pick you up in a cab. So the 450 SEL a lot of the millionaires, when I was 50, they had drivers, butlers, chauffeurs, whatever, that sat and drove their 450 SELs. And they'd take the sir to his job in the morning, or to the studio in the morning, if they were actors, actresses, whatever. Yeah, that would be, a classy way to get to work or to get to the studio, depending on what kind of work you did. But, Hollywood celebrities, Hollywood producers, directors, they may not drive their own Mercedes. They may have a limo driver, Anyway, since my days driving those kinds of vehicles, before driving the Tesla, I remember telling myself that the RX 450h, a Lexus hybrid SUV, was my most favorite car. Okay. Until driving the Tesla Model Y, or the Model X, or the Model X or Y. They're both the SUV version. The Model X has the gull-wing doors that come up on the two back doors. Regular doors on the front too. If they made a regular 4-door SUV without the stupid gull-wing thingy, I could be interested in the Model X. But since Elon went hairball and designed these gull-wing doors, which apparently work fine now, but like 5 or 6 years ago, they didn't work so fine. They leaked, they squeaked, they leaked water, they leaked road noise. Apparently they've, fixed all that and, tweaked the added strength to the motors, either because of the motors or because of the gear reductions in the motors. Have to be super quiet because people that, are entitled to drive a Model X, like Exit X, motor grinding noises when the gull come down. Yeah. Anyway, since they got that problem fixed, I still, to me, it's just something else to. I don't want to have engineering effort, expense, attributable to the stupid gull-wing doors. I'd rather have, better something else. I'd rather have, a better radar unit in the front of the car than gull-wing doors. If I could decide where I'd rather have the engineering money for products or engineering, I'd rather have that. Or a better, 3 cameras up front instead of 2. Which certainly is 3 cameras up front and radar. It's probably still less expensive than the stupid gull-wing doors. And for the rear 2 doors. And it's an Elon thing, Unique. Well, it is unique. But it's also a waste of money, in my opinion. I'd rather have the engineering time, effort, the cost of materials applicable to a third camera up front, and a suitable radar unit, somewhere in the grill above or below the front license tag, instead of gullwing doors. If you had your choice, which you don't have your choice, is take it or leave it. So I said, I'll leave it. I'll go to the Model Y. I'd rather have a slightly smaller car than not have the stupid gullwing doors. It's a waste of money. Got my tea with my purple straw, as you can see. If I put it right over here, you can't see my tea container. If I slide it over here, you can. So I'll just put it right there. And that way all you can see is the tip of my straw. It's a nice wide straw, like if you were going to have a Slurpee or something. But it makes it... I bought a whole package of 100 straws, because they're long enough to reach into Maryland. Maryland has a 32-ounce insulated, vacuum insulated stainless steel travel thingy, which she takes a nice big thing of iced tea in, takes it into our desk at what do you call it, Seacoast Bank. This is a 20-ounce instead of a 32-ounce, because I don't have to worry about whether it's 32 or... I'm only a stone's throw from the refrigerator, where I got plenty more hot tea capabilities from my K-Cup. My K-Cup, which has a very fine strainer inside of a thingy that's the exact size of the K-Cup doodad that fits inside of a K-Cup single-serve coffee maker. So I take out the one that's used for K-Cup coffee, and I put in this one that's the exact same, mechanical size. And inside of it is a strainer with a lid you can open up, and you can put in, dried tea leaves. Tea that you'd find in a tea bag. You just scoop it in. What you would call loose tea, I think, is the vernacular in the grocery business. So I have Indian tea that I've purchased from a local grocery store downstairs next to our building in downtown Boca Raton. And for $15, I buy, a pound of loose tea in a steel container that sits right up next to my Bustelo coffee cups. And everyone likes the Bustelo. I like the Bustelo coffee, but I'll have that maybe tomorrow. 6 days a week I drink tea made, the way I just mentioned. 1 scoop of loose tea in this device. It'll hold 2.5 scoops. And I do that when I'm making, 3 liters of tea at a time for Maryland during the week. But for a single 20-ounce cup, I use 1 scoop of loose tea. It's usually one for the cup and one for the... I don't know. It was like 1 for the cup and 1 for the container. Yeah, I know. Anyway, but when you put it in a Cuisinart single cup Cuisinart cake coffee maker. Yeah, 1 scoop is plenty. Makes a nice deep tea. It's good. And I'm about at the... You can hear it splashing in the bottom of this 20 ounce. This thing pulls off the top. And you can see right in there, little tiny bits of tea in the bottom there. There's a nice silicone ring around it. So if it falls over, there's a 50% chance you won't have tea all over the place. This lid fits on here pretty loosely, so it'll pop off probably. Don't spill it. I did it last week. I made a fresh cup of coffee. I think it was a Sunday, and fumbles and mumbles here. Bam! I knocked the thing over. Whoosh, goes all over the living room cocktail table. And Marilyn has this nice little runner that runs up and down this 54-inch cocktail table. Got totally soaked in coffee, half and half, milk and cream, with a teaspoon of sugar. I never even had a sip of it. I'm sitting down, and I turn around, boom, knock it over, and this lid popped off because the gasket is not as firm around the inside lip of this thing as it probably should be. I have another one, that holds like iced tea, iced coffee, ice, Coca-Colas or whatever, and it fits nice and snug. But on this one, it's like 1/2 of a millimeter larger in diameter. And this doodad just doesn't fit very tight. It's either the gasket, the silicone gasket, is worn out, which it's hard to believe, or the lid thingy is a 1/2 millimeter smaller in diameter, smaller in outside diameter, or this thing is 1/2 millimeter larger in inside diameter. Yeah, or both. Anyway, so I'm assembling this kit of materials so that I may do maybe I won't, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a podcast from Annapolis, Maryland. Not at the dock, unless she's got a plug out there, because I don't think I can run everything off a battery. I think I need an extension cord, or need 120 volts. Yep. I was talking to Robin about back to Tesla's Optimus. Now, Tesla's been making these full self-driving cars. It's not so it's full self-driving supervised. In other words, it is full self-driving. But up until version 12, including version 12, you really need to keep your eye on what's going on, because it wouldn't drive. It can self-drive the car, not legally speaking, but morally. In other words, it'll drive itself, but you really need to watch what's going on. If you're going down a limited access freeway like I-75, I-95, whatever, it'll keep you right between the lines. Yes, sir. It's got cameras on the sides, 2 cameras on the front, 4 cameras on the side, and 1 camera rear. So it has full 360 degree visual through these cameras, and through extremely high power computer with it's actually 2 computers. It has redundancy in case computer 1 fails, computer 2 can take over. They run in parallel, so they're both running at the same time. So in case something happens to one of them, the other one can take over and still give the full self-driving experience safely. So it has that redundancy, I think, which, the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, requires, or the FDOT requires, for ultimate passenger and vehicle safety. You got to have that duplicity. One computer fails, the other one takes over. FDOT, Department of Transportation. Yeah. I imagine the FDOT reports, up through the Secretary of Transportation. You betcha. Sean Duffy is the new Secretary of Transportation, which covers the FAA, the FDOT, and several other, acronyms. Anyway, so since Tesla has this computer, with which the computer board itself has basically 2 computers that run in parallel for your safety. And it's been writing all this software code for the last 6 years, trying to get it just perfect. Well, in June of this year, this is February, March, April, May. So in 90 days, Tesla has announced robo-taxi, robo-cab. I think they call it robo-taxi. And all Tesla vehicles that are going to be driving in Texas and California will be equipped with, I guess version 14 of their software module, the full self-driving software module. Releasing first in California and Texas, where it is totally anonymous driving, requiring no human supervision. You could be watching a movie on that central screen. That's why they have a big central screen. They still optimistic, what do you call it, Elon Musk, who was making the Model 3 and the Model Y cars with these big 15 to 18-inch screens in the front seat, because you don't need to be watching the road. You can watch a movie, you can read a book, you can play games, whatever you feel like doing. You can take a nap. You type in the address of where you want to go, and it will take you there unsupervised. As of June, in 3 months, it's going to be active in 2 states. Florida's probably next. That'll probably hit, in September, so October 1st, the end of the third quarter, and then maybe a couple more states by the end of 2025. It's all a matter of the it's a matter of the safety and soundness of the software, which they're getting really good. I've driven the version 13.26. Can you believe it? Tesla gave everybody, or it gave, I don't know, I'm not going to say everybody. It gave Model Y drivers with hardware version 4 or above. Hardware version 4 is the latest version of the hardware configuration, which means a super duper 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 computer and 5 megapixel cameras all the way around. Okay, that in essence is hardware version 4. Hardware version 3 is a computer that's 1/20th the power and has 1 megapixel cameras all the way around instead of 5 megapixel cameras all the way around. That is a significant increase in the resolution of what the cameras are looking at. Okay, and the computer is 20 times more capable, as far as throughput, the ability to handle all these pixels, because you have, cameras with a lot of pixels. And since you have 7 cameras, 2 in the front, 2 on each side, and 1 in the rear, that adds up to 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. You have a wide angle and a long range camera in the front. You've got medium range cameras on 2 of them on each side, and a wide angle camera in the rear. That is the vision capability of the Tesla system for its autonomous driving. So the way Elon has explained it to the engineers when he decided to have this Tesla Optimus robot thingy being developed in the Tesla company, he said, "Hey, look, we've already got the brain. It's already a neural network brain behind the dashboard in the Tesla car. You got 2 front wheels and 2 rear wheels. So that's 4, devices that require actuation, because you have the wheel rotation, all the software about that. You got front wheels, you got rear wheels, you got all-wheel drive. You turn them left, you turn them right. So what's the difference? We put the computer in the chest of the robot, and we attach 2 arms and 2 legs. That's 4 input devices, output devices, just like we got with the 4 wheels of a car. We've already got the brain, which is the hard part. But instead of being between the ears, it's between the arms, in the chest. So you have the computer boards in the front part of the chest, and you've got 2.5 kilowatt battery pack. We've already got the batteries. We're making them like crazy for the cars. So we use the 4680 batteries, 50 of them or whatever, and put them in, in the back, right behind the computer panel, which is in the front part of the chest. This would be in the rear part of the back, all inside the thoracic cavity of the humanoid robot. Yeah. So we got the batteries already engineered, and we already got the computer engineered. Now we just need actuators and things for the hands, fingers, elbows, arms, the thigh, the knee, and the ankles and the toes. I don't think it actually has toes. But it's got fingers, and it's got all the digits of the regular hand. So I told Marilyn, I said, you know what? If this sucker comes out for like $200 a month, whoosh, I want one. And by the time it comes out in 2026 or 7, I'll be a couple years older, and it can look after me. You can be, having lunch with your girlfriends, and I can be sitting here having lunch with Optimus. And I'm going to name Optimus, and his name is going to be Billy Bob. Billy Bob, would you get me my 5 p.m. cocktail? Oh, yes, and I will train it, or it'll be already trained on how to make a cocktail at Jimmy's Bar. Yes, which opens at 5:01 p.m. Yes, sirree, Bob. Billy Bob, I need my afternoon, evening, whatever it is, cocktail. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, huh? Billy Bob. Yep. I named it after Billy Bob Thornton. Yes, oh my Lord. Billy Bob. I've got approval from all our family units that says Billy Bob is acceptable. Yeah. And number 4 son is selling cars like crazy. And if it costs $300 a month for Billy Bob, maybe we can split the price with Daniel, and he can underwrite us for $200 a month, and I'll get the other $200 a month from my Social Security check, and then I'll have Optimus to play with. Be standing over me right here in the studio. I'll teach you to work some of the controls here. Would you turn up the left channel, please? Billy Bob, would you turn the lights up a little bit? Oh, yeah, Billy Bob is going to be my best friend. And what I am looking forward to, like in the worst way, is in the middle of the night, like at midnight, maybe 2 a.m. I'm going to teach Billy Bob how to go get my mail down in the mailroom. Now, all you need is the mail key and the elevator fob. And I will put Billy Bob in training mode. I'm sure there's some kind of a mode that you can set it in with your iPhone. They'll have an iPhone app, for Optimus, just like you got an iPhone app for your Tesla car. And it'll have a humanoid picture on the front of it instead of, your Tesla car embedded in the app, showing you a picture of the, you know what I'm talking about. There's the Tesla. There we go. See right there, there's the car, but there'll be Optimus standing right there, silhouetted on this app. And you go through and you say, state of charge, what is it? You push the button and you can see the state of charge. How much energy you used last month, this month, last year. How many people are allowed to drive Optimus? What's the name of Optimus? Billy Bob. Yes, sir. You think I'm kidding? I am not kidding. No. That's it. Now, Billy Bob, you wonder how you plug it in. You don't plug it in. You screw in or glue on to your wall a little doodad that's hangs up, they give you the exact dimension, 50 inches above the floor. So you glue this thing on, wire hangs down, you plug it into a regular 120 volt socket, and it provides the 48 volt or 52 volts necessary to charge Optimus. Well, Optimus just backs up into this plug. So the thing that you glue on the wall has a little protruding, projectile that sticks out from the wall. So you put it in a place where you can have something sticking out from the wall so you don't walk into it. I have several places I can have it sticking out. And it'll back up. It knows where it is because it has a little, I'm not going to say homing beacon, but it's probably, some kind of a Wi-Fi situation and GPS, where it knows where that little plug is. There's a little camera in the back of Optimus. So it'll see, the target of the charging penis, and Optimus just backs up into the charging prongs, and then it lowers its knees about a half inch, and now it's hooked onto this thingy that's sticking out of your wall that's plugged in, and it charges, and it's just parked there until it's needed. The charging stops when the batteries are 95% full or whatever the limit is. But anyway, in the middle of the night, I'm going to take Optimus down. I'm going to say, Billy Bob, follow me. We're going to go get my mail. And you pay attention because I'm going to send you after the mail by yourself. But just for clarity, I'm going to teach you just like I teach my digital photography students. The first time, you're going to follow me and just watch. Hands on the table. Pencils down, hands on the table. You're going to watch what I'm doing. Do not pick up a pencil. Do not pass go. Just watch me, this demonstration. Excuse me, back there, hands down. I want to see hands down of all our students. Yeah. And I have like 24 students in a class. 24 computers, 24 students. Yeah, you can bring your own computer or you can use FAU computers. Preferably bring your own laptop or iPad. Yeah. That way you're used to using your device. If you don't have a device, FAU provides the computers with all the software necessary for the class. Yeah. Anyway, hands down. Billy Bob, follow me. We're going to go get the mail. We're going to get our mail from the mailbox that says 812 on it, corresponding to apartment 812, which we live in. So you just follow me, and we'll go down. There's my fob. You put it around your neck, just like I got it around my neck. I'll hang it on the hook right by the front door. And then we take the elevator down to the ground floor. We do not need a fob to go down to the lobby. You need the fob to get back up. Kind of like a passport. You don't need a passport to get out of the country. You just need a passport to get in the country. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go down, and then we're going to get to the elevator, and then we're going to walk into the mail room, which is right across this little hallway you know, in the main lobby. And then you're going to make a little bit of a right turn. And you're going to notice mailbox number 812. That's where we're going to go. And then you take the mail key, which is part of the hardest part of this trip, is to figure out how to get the mail key in the stupid bin mail that's been used for the last 20 years. And I'll squirt it with a little something or other to lubricate the lock. Graphite. You're supposed to squirt graphite in there, not oil. Anyway, so that we're going to do that. And Billy Bob, you're watching, correct? Yes, massa. And then we're going to, I'll give it a southern twang when it talks to me. Because its name, after all, is Billy Bob. Just like, they always got these double names, you know, like from Arkansas. Yeah. I had a friend of mine's mother, not a friend of mine, my next door neighbor, when I was a little whippersnipper, the mother was from Arkansas. And she named all her kids double names. Barbara Jane and Sarah Joe. Those are three of the kids. The first kid was named John. That doesn't fit. Well, I guess Kitty West, which was the name. It was always Mrs. West to me. My parents called her Kitty, like Kitty. To me, it was Mrs. West. And her children, the next three children, were Sarah Joe, Barbara Jane, and Jim Frank. And, of course, Billy Bob. No, they didn't have a fourth kid. I'm just kidding. But Billy Bob is going to be what we're going to call Optimus. Absolutely. And Elon tells everybody that we can rent Billy Bob, brand new out of the box, for somewhere between $100 and $300 a month. So, and they say it'll learn from a videotape. It'll learn from following you around during your daily chores, because it'll learn what you're doing. But I'm going to tell him, because say, Billy Bob, no, come on, we're going to go get the mail. I'm going to do it the first time. The second time, you're going to do it, but I'm going to walk next to you. Make sure you don't get, forget a step or two. And the third time, you go by yourself. But the first time, we're going to go at 2 in the morning. The second time, where you do it, and I'm following next to you, that'll be done at 2 in the morning. The third time, you're going to go by yourself, and we're going to do that at 8 in the morning. And I'm hoping the neighbors will watch you. And I'll be somewhere with my iPhone taking pictures. Because that'll be a sight to see. Where Billy Bob goes and gets my mail all by himself. Yeah. It's going to be a boy robot. Even though they don't have it. Anyway, so you can see the app with the Tesla. Optimus will have a companion app. I have no secret knowledge of that, but I'll bet you 10 cents they'll have an app for Optimus. You can put it in training mode, you can learning mode, whatever. And, it can run, I'm told, pretty much all day long, 12 hours. It'll run 12 hours without having to back up into its charger. But when it needs a charge, it'll go do it. You don't need to, if you give it a 10-minute break or a 15-minute break, at 2:30 in the afternoon, you can say, Billy Bob, you're on break. Go park yourself somewhere. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to park itself onto its own charger. You don't have to plug it in. It plugs itself in. It'll back up right into that little stick that you screw into the wall. Yes, sir. That's the plan for Optimus. Anyway, so Rob and I are just having a conversation with Marilyn. Yeah, she called. I think she called us. So we're talking on the phone and talking about the impending trip and all this stuff. She sent the tickets a couple of days ago, verifying that we got them and we know what to do with them. And I don't know how the topic came up, but I said, oh, by the way, next year or so, I'm going to be getting this new Tesla device called Optimus, a humanoid robot from the Tesla company. And she says, why do you think Tesla is doing this robotics thing? Because it's already got 4 million robotic cars on the road right now. So if there's a company on this planet that knows anything about robotics, it's Tesla, of course. And they're just sticking the computer from the car inside the chest cavity of Optimus. They already have the batteries all designed. So it's going to be the 4680 cells. There's going to be a tray of them. The cells generate about 3.7 volts. So if we just use our trusty calculator, I'm going to guess on how they configured that. So let's just say 3.5 volts. All right, so let's take 52 volts and then divide that by 3.5. What is that? 15 batteries. So my guess is they're going to have 30 or 60, maybe 60 of these batteries. Okay? Inside the chest. And you're going to have 30 batteries producing 50 volts and another 30 batteries producing 50 volts. Okay? They'll put those two batteries components in parallel to give you your 53 volts. You don't want to put all of them in series because then you'll end up with 100 volts. We want 50 volts, round numbers. So you need 15 cells, round numbers. So you have 30 cells. 15 produces 50 volts. This 15 produces 50 volts. You put those in parallel. That gives you 50 volts at twice the power. If there is a failure in one of the cells, the other half will still give you the 50 volts you need. It's kind of like the duplicity that you need for error-free power. They do the same thing in the cars. They have 14 modules, and each of the modules is split into 2 internal packages. So if half goes out, the other half works. That's just the way it works. Yep. You got 2 computers. You got 2 battery systems working in parallel. You got 2 computer systems working in parallel. And 2 arms working in parallel. 2 legs working in parallel. And 2 eyes working in parallel. Everything is a backup to the other. Yeah, so it works. Anyway, so I'm talking all about Optimus, and I've watched just about everything you can watch about Optimus. Yeah, because Elon Musk and others, are writing articles, doing podcasts about Optimus. Yeah, lots. I can go see in hours. I can see 3 20-minute segments right now. Almost every day there's 3 more 20-minute segments about Optimus. Anyway, so we're just talking about Optimus. And Robin says, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "Okay, give it a shot." I was just talking to my girlfriend, Aaron, and they're going to buy Optimus too. And she was talking all about it. I said, well, if she's wondering about something about Optimus and she's not sure, she can send me a text question and I will answer it on the fly. Because if there is a soul in South Florida that knows something about Optimus, it's yours truly. Because I think I know more than anything there is to know about Optimus, other than being an internal Tesla engineer, which I'm not. So anything that's publicly available, I've read it, seen it, heard of it, whatever. So Optimus is a very exciting thing indeed. Yep. So it's funny that I'm just talking about Optimus out of, go figure there'd be another person on the planet. There's lots of people on the planet, actually, that are interested in this device. But certainly not my daughter. Or my daughter's friend. But no, she's got one of her very good friends in the Annapolis area that's going to get Optimus. I recommended that she rents it for the first year, just so that Tesla can get the bugs out of the first 500,000 of these things they make, with callbacks and comments or whatever. Although, they've already made several thousand of them, and they're running around Tesla plants right now helping with the building of their Tesla cars. And for some of the more mundane procedures, that it wasn't worth, buying or developing, a $300,000 robotics arm. They just have, people doing the mundane tasks that it's cheaper to hire someone to do it, an employee, rather than buy, because these robotics equipment, they don't give them away. They're $50,000, $100,000 items, depending on if they're welding or lifting or whatever they're doing. They got lots of robots. Remember, the Tesla cars are manufactured with about 95% robotics and 5% people. Well, some of the jobs are really boring jobs. Well, some of those really, really boring jobs are going to be handed over to Optimus. and they're going to train Optimus how to do the very boring job. And it can work 24/7 doing boring job. And that's the plan on the initial run of Optimus robots, is to put them in their own car factories, automobile factories. So when they're making Model 3s, Model Ys, Model S's, or Model X's, or the Cybertruck itself. Since 4% of the labor is human, now 2% of the labor will be humanoid, and the other 2% of the labor will be human. Yeah. Phew. So, that's why I'm confident that Tesla is going to have a successful, and I mean, Elon's even saying that 5, 8, 10 years from now, they could be building 10 million of these a year, and they're going to turn into a robotics company instead of a car company. The car business will be a sideline to the robotics business. Yeah. And everyone's going to want one or two. That's even the more remarkable thingy. People may want more than one. One to do the gardening and one to do the cooking and the cleaning. You got the inside guy and the outside guy. Now, can you imagine having an Optimus robot being in the front driver's seat of your Tesla car and you being in the back seat? Because the robot's going to be taking you to work in the morning? Oh, gosh. In the self-driving car, we're going to have Optimus watching over, with the steering wheel and the brake pedal, just in case. The onboard computer is, misses a stoplight. Yeah, that's the way it's going to be. All right. Enough about Tesla robotics and so forth. Never really got into any of the hard news of the day. I guess we'll just save that for photos. There we go. There is rumor that between tax reform and the tariffs, that we may not have to do can you imagine if Trump can balance the budget? And he is right now planning on dismantling the IRS. Screw them. We don't need the IRS. Just enhance the computer system to help avoid the obvious cheaters. And we don't need a super duper fancy dancy collection service, because people will pay their fair taxes, or there won't be a tax. There won't be an income tax. We're going to phase out. It's not going to be the IRS, internal tax return. It's going to be the external tax return, because we're going to tax everybody else in the world, and the American people will not be taxed. That is Trump's master plan. So they're not going to be an internal tax. There won't be an IRS. There'll be an EXRS, the external tax return. It'll be the ERS, not the IRS. Yeah, that's his plan. I mean, you may keep it simple, stupid, but that's his plan. No more taxes for the American people. We're, in our 250-year history, we only have 100 years of collecting taxes from its people because these idiots keep spending more than we bring in. So then they have to tax the people because to balance the budget. Well, Trump says, we're going to take a chainsaw to the government because we are going to shrink the size of the U.S. government. We're going to shrink wrap it. And we're going to shrink wrap it to such a point we don't need an IRS. Yeah. How about that for a goal? That's the goal. No more IRS. All those agents are going to just be dispersed through the FBI and the CIA and the accounting areas, but not taxing the American people. That's going to go away during his term, during the first 2 years of his term, because that'll help guarantee the re-election of conservative House of Representatives and Senators. Can you imagine if he does away with the tax return? Does away with the American public paying taxes? We get everyone else in the world to pay taxes, not the American citizens. Yes, sir. We're going to have to really control our borders. Everyone's going to want to get in here. We don't have to pay taxes. Yeah. And then the states, they'll try and figure out how to get rid of their state taxes. Florida doesn't have a state tax. Now it has each county has their real estate taxes. So there'll be a whole incentive plan on getting rid of taxing its populations. Yeah. You won't have to do individual income tax returns. That'll be a thing of the past. Yes, sir. Phew, just when I figured out how to do it. That's going to really, TurboTax is really going to be, they're going to be on the other side, hoping we still have taxes. Yeah. So maybe they'll do away with the individual income tax return. And, you'll have corporate tax returns for the time being. And then eventually eliminate those. But let's get rid of the individual tax returns. Ooh, wow. And how do you like this Heel air transformer? This Heel PR40B. This new microphone. Whew. I've had microphones from Shure to Sennheiser to Electro Voice, which was a microphone of Rush Limbaugh. But if he ever heard this Heel PR40, he would have switched to it. Oh my God. They make a gold one of these. I just got black because everything else is black in here. So, might as well get a black one of these things. Black wire, black microphone. Now for my travel kit, whoops, the wire's going to be deep purple. Yeah, I'm the only guy inside of the entire southeastern United States that has purple wires connected to my Dynamite Enlight microphone, my Dynamite inline Class A amplifier, which gives this puppy. I have Dynamite connected here to this microphone. Yeah. It's right over here behind this black napkin. Oh yeah, I got 3 dynamites in a row. 3 or 4 of them. Yes, sir, Bob. One for this microphone, one for that microphone. And I think I have a blue wire back here for a third microphone, which is not connected. Yeah. All right. How long am I yapping here for? 1 hour and 47 minutes. I'm done. It's 11:40. Marilyn is probably on foot. Let's see where she is. I can go right here and continue. Let's see where she is. Looks like she is still. Whoops. No, that's dating. Look what it says on the top left-hand corner. It says Boca Nails. She is not done with Boca Nails. Fingers and toes. Every 2 weeks. Bob. Okay, kiddos. 1 hour and 48 minutes. I'm done. So you all have a nice evening, a nice afternoon, nice weekend. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. 6-0. I'm going to give you 60 seconds of Epidemic sound instrumental. And there we go. We're going to make that full screen. Turn the music up. Turn my mouth off. Right now. Bye-bye. See you Monday.